Guys, it looks like it's not over yet. This is also what the local First Nation is saying. It's not over, and they're saying we may have another slide in the next few days. So what is happening? So the area where we have seen this massive landslide, this 600-meter wide landslide, as high as 100 feet and over a kilometer in length. So in this area, they have discovered something that is the cause of concern. So today, because of that, the local First Nation chief has decided to close the Farewell Canyon Bridge that goes over the Chilcotin River because of public safety concerns after they have discovered the new cracks in the banks across the Chilcotin River just right now. And if you look at the pictures, you can really see, I mean, it looks like if that was snow, we would know the avalanche is going to come down, because it's basically, you see the masses being cut off by these deep cuts, and it really looks like that this is coming down. There's one picture and there's another picture that also shows the cracks already there. So this is going to come down. Of course, they don't know how much is going to come down. Will it be as massive again as it was last time? Maybe not, hopefully not. But the thing is, they say it'll come down when the next rain happens. And just as a coincidence, there is rain in the forecast for the weekend and the coming week. Not a massive amount of rain, but maybe enough to bring this thing down into the river. And, you know, as you can see here, the debris has reached the Fraser River in the Lower Mainland, New Westminster. You can see this in this clip here, the Port Mann Bridge, where all the logs are.
Huge. The remnants of the interior forest that collapsed into the Chilcotin River in last week's landslide, now snaking its way down to the ocean. 60,000 cubic meters so far, according to the provincial government. From the banks of the Fraser, the size of the debris hints at the possible peril to boaters and infrastructure.
And then what is interesting as well is they have set traps to catch all the logs and the debris that is coming down. And you see a picture here. So it looks like what they're saying is that they have caught, they say half of the debris. I don't know how they can be sure of that, but certainly a lot. And then here are new pictures that show how the river is flowing.
So this has been going on for many hours now. Here in North Delta, you can see a vast amount of debris and logs flowing down the Fraser River and into the Strait of Georgia.
So it's a lot of debris in the rivers, and they say it's going to last for a while. So they're good with the tugboats that are getting the logs and everything through the water, but they want local boaters to stay out of that water, and here's why.
We talked to some of the tugboat operators on the river. This isn't a problem for them, but for recreational boaters, different story. If you're planning on taking your boat out in the Strait of Georgia in the next few days, you're gonna have to be careful. You could easily damage your hull or your prop.
Right now, it really is dangerous.
Bruce Hain is with Boating BC and says recreational boaters shouldn't even think about going out onto the Fraser until the debris clears.
These are deadheads that are coming down. These are large trees with root balls. A lot of the time they're under the water. You don't really see them, and you only see a little bit on top.
I know we always see at certain times of the year debris going into the Fraser River, and boating community is used to that. This is of a different order of magnitude.
But let's talk a little bit more about the Farewell Canyon Bridge, or the bridge at Farewell Canyon. Farewell Canyon was the area, there's a mosquito, and I got it. Farewell Canyon is the area where this landslide happened, and it's on Highway 20 south of Williams Lake. So that's the one that is closed. So currently, officials of the province of BC say that they're assessing these cracks, that they want to find out more. But because it is a big safety concern, the bridge is closed until further notice. So officials are saying that there are concerns not only about the future slides, but also in general unstable banks along the river near that landslide, so they could be washed out further. And don't go near the banks, you could be washed into the river, and that you don't have a chance to get out of there, out of this water. So the landslide that did build a natural dam on the Chilcotin River, basically cut the river in half last week, did just break free on Monday. That's why we see all the debris here. And there's new aerial videos and pictures here where you can see how that debris from the Chilcotin River flows right into the Fraser River, how they mix. Good thing is the flood advisories, both along the Fraser River and the Chilcotin River, have been lifted yesterday on Thursday as the flows have returned to normal levels. But that's just the water level. That's not the amount of debris that is in there that can harm you big time if you're in there with your boat. But there's one big concern that is still valid, and that's what local First Nations, the BC government, and Fishery Department officials are saying, is that they're currently trying to assess the landslide's potential impact on the migrating salmon species. But they can't do much because they cannot really access the river because it remains too unstable at the moment. So we will probably hear more in the coming days, weeks. We don't know, because especially not since there is a threat that we might see another landslide maybe on the weekend. What the forecast is for Williams Lake, it says the chance of daily rain showers is like from 30% to 60% from Saturday to next Thursday. So rain is coming, but it doesn't look like it's a heavy amount, but we don't know. Regarding the fish, regarding the salmon, when the river was breaking through that landslide, through that natural dam, it has basically changed how the river flows in that area. It has built new pathways, so it has carved new little tiny rivers through it and other pathways. So that's what they're saying. It could make it difficult for migrating salmon that is heading upstream to their spawning areas that are upstream from that landslide. The officials are saying that they already have plans underway to assist the salmon through that kind of a difficult bottleneck that has been created there at that landslide, because not everything that has blocked the river has been washed away. It's open up again, the water's coming through, but it's not as wide as it was. And because now there is a bottleneck, the river is more raging there in this area than it was before. So it's a kind of like an obstacle for the fish to go through that. Plus all the debris that is not only swimming on top of the water, that is also underneath the surface of the water. So what the First Nations and government officials are waiting right now, or hoping for right now, is that they hope that this choke point will clear itself in the coming days to make it easier for the fish to go upstream. Something similar, not to that extent, has happened back in 2019 on the Fraser River in the Big Bar area, and that's already downstream from the Chilcotin River, and officials there were trying to help the salmon. So they were catching the fish and then they were transporting the salmon past the problematic area so that they could continue their migration upstream. We don't know if that is possible right now because the banks are so unstable. Where would you catch the fish? Where would you reach the fish? So they would probably have to do this further downstream. So especially for the First Nations, this is very disrupting. I would say almost catastrophic if the salmon is not able to proceed with their salmon run. So you have to understand that 90% of all First Nations in British Columbia, in BC, are relying on salmon. And then when you take a look at how many First Nations are settled along the Fraser River, the challenges that nature is presenting here could be huge for these First Nations that are living there. So they were able to make some observations. They have seen some adult Chinook and sockeye salmon in the Chilcotin River system, but only upstream from that disaster area where the slide came down. And they say because of the current high sediment load in the river and the decrease in water quality, they haven't seen any salmon downstream. Hopefully they will if it clears up a little bit. That's a quick update. I'll keep you posted what is happening, guys. Check out my other updates that I have just released. Of course, Japan, that was something that has never been seen before. They have made an earthquake prediction, and a big one. And so basically the Japanese Meteorological Office has issued a mega quake alert. So we're talking magnitude 8, 9, the big one, because it's been rattling in the area where we could see the big one. And we've just seen a 7.1 earthquake that has rattled Japan. So they have issued this alert. So this is real. The Prime Minister of Japan has canceled his overseas trip. He says he's the primary disaster manager for the country, so he needs to stay there because the earthquake prediction said within the next few days, within the next 7 days. So that's why he said, I'm canceling everything at least for 7 days. So that is very, very concerning, guys. Check out this video here in the end screen. And guys, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for supporting my new channel. We've reached the bar. We've crossed the bar, over 1,000 subscribers. So that's absolutely awesome. Now we got to get the watch hours. We're behind with that, guys. So check out my new channel. It's called News with Silky. The link is in the description of this video. And you also find that channel if you go to On the Pulse with Silky on the channel page. So there's interesting videos there as well, guys. And thank you so much for the coffees you keep sending me and for the supers that you're sending me here on YouTube. You guys are absolutely fantastic. It helps my channel a lot because I pass it right on to my farm and my animals. So they all say thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Stay safe wherever you are. I hope I'll see you soon here or on the other channel, News with Silky. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.